Now, this week, the government announced plans to introduce a voter ID scheme for local and general elections. It'll require people to present photo ID when turning up at the polling station to vote. Ministers say the plans will bring us in line with other EU countries, and on the surface, it sounds like common sense. But have you ever thought how many people don't actually have photo ID? Well, it's actually quite a lot, and Labour says the plan is discriminating against them. Here's our reporter, Jessica Yeo.
With a potential general election around the corner, the government is planning to tighten up on voter security.
The government want to make it compulsory for voters in England, Scotland and Wales to present photo identification when voting during elections. Ministers have said that those who don't already have photo ID will be issued with free copies.
The government argue this will address election fraud. The move is something of a U-turn by the PM, who previously said,
"If I am ever asked on the streets of London to produce my ID card as evidence that I am who I say I am, then I will take that card out of my wallet and physically eat it."
So just how widespread is election fraud? More than 25 million people voted in person at the 2017 general election. But there was only one successful conviction for election fraud.
It's absolutely the case that this is not a problem. The government is calling electoral fraud a crisis, but when you look at the statistics, it's not a crisis at all. They know from the evidence that if they roll it out, that there will be significantly more people who will not be able to vote, who will be turned away from the voting booth, than actually commit electoral fraud. So given that they know that, and given that they know that it's specific groups of people, i.e. poorer groups, ethnic minorities, younger groups, older groups, all of whom are less likely in general to vote for the Conservative Party, you do have to question whether actually this is a deliberate ploy.
Do that one.
Jan is a mother of two from Walthamstow. Her husband is a waste collector working for the council. Neither of them have any form of photo ID.
Well, I'm dyslexic, so paperwork is very hard for me to fill in. I always need one-to-one helping me fill in the forms. So me going to the council to fill the paperwork, it could be 2 hours, 3 hours. Basically, family comes first. Buying a passport or getting ID, driving licence, for example, goes out the window.
Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn insists that the scheme will suppress voters and rig the next general election. However, one Conservative councillor from a borough with a history of widespread election fraud disagrees.
I absolutely dispute the idea that this is discriminating against anybody. This is a borough that has been cursed by electoral malpractice. We've had numerous incidents of it, ranging from people massively defrauding postal votes, inserting fraudulent names on the electoral register. All this has happened in front of the law, and I'm afraid the enforcement has been terribly indifferent.
However, with Parliament swamped by Brexit and a general election looming, is there much hope that the plans can become a reality?